Qantas has chosen not to oppose an application made by Turkish Airlines to start flying to Australia. Transport Minister Catherine King confirmed the European airline submitted an application to begin flying into Melbourne and Sydney within the next 12 months. Qantas decided not to oppose the application after the uproar over the Qatar Airways decision, which is currently the subject of a Senate committee inquiry. And joining us live now, the Flight Centre CEO, Graham Turner, who was at that inquiry yesterday. Graham, good to see you. Thanks for your time, as always. So, Turkish gets more flights. Funny that. So what will this do to prices?
Look, I think, Peter, it's a really good move. Turkish, believe it or not, most Australians don't know too much about this airlines, but it's one of the largest international airlines in the world in terms of, numbers of international flights it flies. So it is good news, and it does make you wonder about the Qatar decision, doesn't it?
Yeah. No, it sure does. So I've flown Turkish a few times. It's a good airline. So so will this move the needle much when it comes to prices?
Look, the main area that we believe will change, and I think Tony Webber yesterday said similar things, is through the Middle East or onto Europe and the UK, because this is where we're very short of capacity, very short of seats, and Turkish will generally, I believe, they can fly directly from their main base at Istanbul through to Australia. So it will make a significant difference, depending, of course, when they start flying and how many flights they actually are allowed and they have. But with Qatar, I think it was with those 21 extra flights, basically. That would be about 13 or 14% of the seats through to Europe, and we believe, Tony Webber said 7 to 10% lower fares. We believe probably more like 10 to 15%.
Yeah, okay. So I mean, you already alluded to this, but I mean, the question everyone's going to have today is why Turkish, not Qatar?
Exactly, and I think we would certainly ask the government to review this decision on Qatar, because this issue is not going to go away, particularly if Turkish get the rights. Qatar is using all the rights they have, all the bilaterals they have now, and this would nearly double them. Whereas the other main Middle Eastern carriers, they're only using 60% or so of the rights they have to fly from the UAE into Australia. So they're not using them. That's Emirates and Etihad. Qatar's using everything, every slot that they've been allowed to.
So, since you've done your campaign, Graham, are you getting anywhere when it comes to the government? I mean, behind the scenes, are they saying anything that gives you confidence?
Look, I think they've dug a bit of a hole for themselves, or painted themselves into a corner, you could say, because there is no indication at the moment that they'll reverse this decision. It'd be an easy decision, at least, to review the decision, and perhaps the PM to take a leadership role on this. I'm not sure they will, but we certainly, the industry, the travel industry generally, and airports and tourism are certainly hoping they will.
Okay, and just finally, we've spoken at length about Qatar, but did anything from the inquiry shock you yesterday, whether it be prices or favourability around Qantas regarding hoarding slots?
No, look, I think most of the information that we heard at the inquiry is reasonably public at the moment. The thing that we'd really like to know is why the decision on Qatar was made, and we hope that the inquiry will get to the bottom of that at some stage. But that will be a really interesting one.
Okay, Graham Turner, good to see you as always.